Now, something near and dear to my heart, the automated market maker specification. I almost said automated money maker, which actually is kind of, it's actually pretty apropos, right? AMMs will harvest volatility for yield. Volatility will drive market makers, which the AMM makes a spread, right? It takes a movement in price to really drive that volume. And of course, volatility increases arbitrage or profits because the AMM gets more out of balance more, and the AMM gets a cut of those profits through the auction mechanism.
So this could really turn the volatility of a digital asset from a downside to an upside. Super excited about it.
Automated market makers on the XRP ledger could be a game changer, uniquely positioning it to leapfrog other DEXs. Liquidity providers will get better returns through the inherent execution advantages of the XRP ledger that I just mentioned, and a sort of secret sauce that will allow liquidity providers to get more of the profits normally lost to arbitrage, and it will be bolstered by incentive programs. Traders will get better pricing and better order execution due to integration with existing order books. They won't have to change anything they do. You'll be able to execute the same payment and trading transactions on the XRP ledger. You'll get more liquidity and better payment and trade execution.
And it'll be bolstered by incentive programs.
So the fact that the XRP ledger fees are lower is going to mean more of that money that would go to arbitragers stays with the people who are staking the pool. And that's what you want, because if people don't stake the pool, there's no liquidity. You want the stakers to reap the rewards of their staking so that there will be these deep pools of liquidity. And then with the mechanism that we're working on that will allow the pool to recapture much of the profits that the arbitrage makes, almost as if the pool were arbitraging against itself, we're hopeful that that will incentivize very, very deep pools of liquidity on the XRP ledger that will make movement between tokens very efficient. So that could be, I think that could be a game changer.
So David Schwartz recently commented on Twitter about the only reason to oppose the AMM amendment is if you don't want the XRP ledger to grow. That would be rational if you thought the XRPL was currently too broken and couldn't handle it. I don't believe either of those things. And I agree, it was built to be a value exchange.
The value proposition of XRP is that it has these liquidity pools.
Vision was these pools of liquidity that everybody can contribute to and everybody can draw off. Automated market makers, I think, will help improve that liquidity because they can capture a long tail of assets better than technologies like order books can.
Welcome to the DeFi Standard, and this is Mickey B. Fresh. And he confirms there is a major effort underway to integrate ODL into the XRP ledgers, AMM, and DEX.
We've been investigating using DEX services for ODL, and that would include being able to trade against AMM. Prisma can use DEX liquidity. Prisma can break large transactions into smaller transactions. It can aggregate them to sort of more intelligently take advantage of liquidity. We have started a major effort to integrate DEX use into ODL, and that would include being able to trade against AMMs,
which is going to drive deep pools of liquidity. So wake up. Pay attention to what's in front of you. In the ecology of money infrastructures, they dive into Ripple, and it flat out says XRP will only be successful as a bridge currency if it's able to provide its own liquidity on the network itself.
And XLS30 is not just another AMM implementation. This was not the XRP ledger playing catch up. We were caught up with an order book. This is a true innovation. Now, adding AMM to that, AMM, first and foremost, as I think about it, most people think of an AMM first and foremost as providing liquidity. I think of it first and foremost as a trading engine. RippleX is focused on differentiating the world's first DEX through automated market making.
Why are we delaying implementing what the XRP ledger was built to do? we risk falling behind other L1 networks. It's time to unleash XRP's utility as liquidity in the AMM pools, driving up XRP's TVL, leading to a natural boost in the XRP floor price. Let's seize this opportunity and turn on the tap to the liquidity pipelines that will power the next generation DeFi ecosystem. And we must be bold and aggressive in the strategy to compete with XRP versus ETH. The assets will be competing heads up. The networks themselves are complementary. So let's not be afraid and put the pedal to the metal and aggressively grow liquidity. It's time to crank the liquidity flywheel, and then the Ripple war chest will be deployed, and that will propel XRP and the XRPL DeFi ecosystem into the stratosphere, leapfrogging every other layer one network, crypto ecosystem with institutional DeFi and compliance. The future will be multi-chain, but only a few chains will dominate. If we want to rise and solidify our place as one of those dominant chains, we must do everything in our power to dominate. Let's show the world what we're capable of. Ladies and gentlemen of the XRP community, I'm Mickey B. Fresh, and today we're diving headfirst into the future of finance. If you've ever wondered how to unlock the full potential of your XRP holdings, you're in the right place, because we're about to unveil the groundbreaking enhancements in the XRPL's XLS 30D automated market maker liquidity pools. Picture this: we're providing XRP to the AMM liquidity pools is not just a smart move, but a wealth generating powerhouse. XRPL AMM pools are here to revolutionize the way we interact with our beloved XRP. It's like solving the age-old chicken and egg problem in the crypto world with sheer brilliance. What does this mean for you, the XRP community? Well, get ready to earn not one, not two, but 3 different yield streams. We're talking about retail and institutional investors coming together to make XRP liquidity a force to be reckoned with. Imagine pairing XRP with major fiat currencies and experiencing the magic of high volume liquidity being pumped through from ODL and 40 corridors, and then Liquidity Hub. Now, by using ODL and Liquidity Hub, you're getting organic volume through these pools. And since it's all unified on the main net, and then you'll have sidechains which have pools too. This is TVL. It's going to lock up a ton of XRP. But here's the key. Since XRP's utility is as liquidity, it's providing a service. So it's organically earning from users who are paying reasonable fees. You know, each pool will decide based on the top liquidity providers how much the fee will be. And 30 basis points, they'll pay that. They don't care what the price is because they just need it for liquidity. They're shooting off payments into a corridor, and it will get routed through. Prisma will route it through primary market liquidity. Primary market is the XRP Ledger. It has its own liquidity market. That's the ideal place. Ethereum doesn't have a primary market liquidity. Bitcoin doesn't. Uniswap isn't primary market. That's a dApp. Their liquidity tokens aren't guaranteed by Ethereum blockchain. They have front running and all this other stuff. The XRP Ledger doesn't have that. And it's able to now, anyone can deposit in these pools. And then this drives a lending and borrowing market next to it, locks up even more XRP. But the demand to provide liquidity into these pools is what is going to be the predominant driver of XRP price. Now, XRP's utility is as liquidity, and it's providing a service that's earning organic yield. So all that payment flow, it doesn't matter if it's selling XRP in or buying, it doesn't matter which way the transactional volume of ODL or Liquidity Hub go. If it's XRP being shot off into USD, it doesn't affect the price like that. And they say that in there, that it's just getting liquidated, but it's breaking up the payments. It's not putting downward pressure. But you know what puts upward pressure? Demand for the asset. And as more people provide liquidity, the price will go up.
The other cool thing about it is it's a ledger function that users can participate in. So if you have XRP or USD, you can XRP or USD to the market maker to trade with. And in exchange, you sort of own shares. It's effectively like owning a portion of the sort of the AMM's assets. And you get tokens that represent that ownership, which you can then hold or trade. So it boosts the liquidity on the ledger, and it sort of boosts the utility. But the thing that's the most exciting to me, it actually harvests volatility. It makes a profit when it trades, and volatility drives people to trade. There's a lot of volatility in digital assets. So there's a lot of opportunity to make revenue from people trading based on the volatility.
This harvesting volatility for yield over time would increase the actual value of the pool, which increases liquidity for the pool because it keeps getting more of each asset. And it will never accept an offer that decreases the total value of the pool. So it will never do that because it won't execute it. So that's an interesting policy in its code that they built in. It's why he says they're so excited. So he clarified and said that the auction mechanism facilitates the sale of arbitrage slots for tokens provided by liquidity providers. See, this is what makes it so confusing, is they don't separate these two things. And it was very hard to figure that out. These are different things. The pool efficiently executes a trading strategy while charging a spread during liquidity provision. These practices lead to an expansion of the pool and an augmented exchange value for each token involved. The software automatically reads the AMM's bonding curve and employs the Fibonacci sequence to provide orders on the CLOB, that's the central limit order book, using the LP's capital from the AMM pool. We should expect to hear more about this in the near future from David Schwartz. It was only very recently that I was able to confirm this, that this is a separate action from the continuous auction mechanism. This actually adds value to the pool. This is the beauty of having this trio of technologies operating together like a symphony at the protocol layer.
Well, there's a couple of things that are unique about this AMM. So there's one or two things that are unique about its design, and there's one or two things that are unique about it that just happen automatically, sort of as a free bonus from the fact that it's on the XRP Ledger, which has advantages. So the specific things built into this design is it has the continuous auction mechanism to take some of the profit that arbitrageurs would get and give that to the liquidity providers. So the hope is this will provide an unusually good deal for the liquidity providers. You probably hear my granddaughter yelling in the background. And the other thing is, because it's on the XRP Ledger is very fast, a couple of seconds per ledger, and very cheap. And those things produce advantages in the function of an AMM. If it's very expensive to trade with the AMM, then people are going to be reluctant to trade, because if it costs you $10 to make a trade, you're not going to make a trade that makes you $9. And so the AMM loses opportunities because of transaction fees. Because the XRP Ledger is so fast and cheap, we expect that the AMMs will have much more opportunities to trade. And I'm super excited to see the actual practice prove that these things are right, because obviously it's one thing to see things in theory, and it's another thing to see them actually happening. And so I'm very excited to see reality prove out all of these sort of theoretical benefits.
Yes, thank you, David.
But there's more, folks. You become the proud owner of a brand new financial asset, the liquidity provider token, the LP token. But this isn't just your any old LP token. This is issued from the XRP Ledger. This token is your golden ticket to the AMM pools, and it's as mutable and as censorship resistant as they come. It's your claim on a 3 times yield bearing, fully decentralized high yield asset with only the exposure to the price of the other asset in the pool.
So people who provide liquidity to the automated market maker. So the automated market maker, in order to trade, it needs assets to trade with. And so people have to sort of loan it assets. They put the assets in the automated market maker's pools. And they get back liquidity tokens. These are tokens, issued assets that are tradable on the DEX that represent their proportional ownership. So these tokens can be traded on the DEX. You can hold them. You don't have to cash them in for your share of the pools if you want. You can just sort of move them around and use them as an asset. And for US holders, this should be very tax efficient. Your gains won't be realized until you sell or dispose of the liquidity token. So if you put a bunch of XRP and a bunch of Bitcoin in a liquidity pool for an AMM, you'll get back some liquidity tokens, which you can just hold. The AMM will do its thing, hopefully producing return for you, and then you can sell those liquidity tokens when you're done, and then that will be, if you're in the US, that's a taxable event, but your money can grow tax-free. Obviously not tax advice, consult experts, but I think we got it.
Any application can tap into that unified liquidity, and anyone could provide liquidity. And you get this liquidity token that's issued by the ledger. It's like a share of ownership in that pool. It's really not, you're not getting an LP token that represents the assets you put in. It's a share of the pool. You'll get back totally different assets at a different amount. Most likely much higher, but it's a different ratio because there's so many variables. Unlike staking, which you're exposed to all the downside volatility, you get your big 4% yield, and now you got 6 different liquidity staking derivatives, where Lido owns near 35% of the whole supply of staked ETH. That will never happen with the XRP Ledger. You know why? Because these are decentralized, and the ledger actually issues it. So every liquidity token has the same risk profile. It's issued by the ledger. They'll be different in the assets that they represent and the pools that they are claims on, but they're issued at the lowest layer. That makes it a primary market. Now let's talk about demand. By locking up XRP into these liquidity pools, we're increasing the total value locked. This, my friends, is the XRP's value proposition. According to David Schwartz, has confirmed this on multiple occasions. This is his vision for the past 10 years. Competitive global pools of liquidity. And the key word is public, meaning everyone can participate. This is the value proposition for XRP according to David Schwartz.
The value proposition of XRP is that it has these liquidity pools.
I have to say, XRP was built as a sort of value exchange system. It was built as a way to sort of pool liquidity. One of the earliest visions that we had for the XRP Ledger in 2012 was this idea of sort of public pools of liquidity that anybody could contribute to and draw off of, so that you wouldn't be stuck with the liquidity. Like if you make a payment an international payment at your bank, you get whatever liquidity the bank has, and it's a revenue stream for them. Like if you could draw off all of the revenue, all of the pools of liquidity.
The value proposition of XRP is that it has
These liquidity pools.
And liquidity is sort of the secret sauce to making that work. I think personally, my earliest vision that I think has held for 10 years now was this idea of sort of public pools of liquidity. That early vision was these pools of liquidity that everybody can contribute to and everybody can draw off, that are kind of unbundled from the payment system or the asset that you're using to pay with.
And we're on a path to earn continuous, natural, on-ledger yield that's 3 times earnings. So 3 different ways we earn like a market maker earns, earning the spread by the trading strategy that harvests the volatility by the AMM actually placing offers on the central limit order book. We earn like in a centralized exchange earns from fees. The more ODL volume that is pumped through over time, this is a key advantage over Uniswap and other DEXs, earns transaction fees. And with the XRP Ledger's blazing fast settlement speed and inexpensive under a penny transaction costs, we will see tremendous volume possible and deep, deep pools of liquidity that are not possible on networks like Ethereum and others. Then the third way is as a professional arbitrager who arbitrages between different markets to earn between the different pricing. So that's 3 different forms of yield that represent 3 major participants in financial markets. That makes the AMM pools not just providing liquidity and earning fees or some kind of liquidity mining rewards and some governance token. This, you're earning real yield from a fully decentralized, automated money-making machine that has no operator. It has no rent-seeking administrator who takes fees. You pay nothing extra and you give nothing extra. Everything is distributed fairly. Nobody earns more than anybody else. And it is all fully transparent. And we could see hundreds, and in the future, thousands of applications that could plug into these liquidity pools. And most importantly, it's all unified liquidity. We're on a path to earn natural yield that has no boundaries, and anyone, anywhere on this planet can deposit XRP into the AMM pools without hesitation. But what makes XRP Ledger's XLS30D AMM liquidity pools truly special is their innovative approach where maximizing the revenue potential for liquidity providers in 3 different ways. As David Schwartz himself has stated, we're harvesting volatility for yield, and it's mind-blowing.
But there's something else going on that's almost more exciting, which is volatility is harvested by the automated market maker. Normally, volatility just results in risk and a reduction in yield. But here, it's a gain in yield. The automated market maker actually implements a trading strategy that converts volatility into yield.
Now, nothing's going to change when it comes to traders. What they're going to see as a front end, there's no new transactor added to trading. It's only to the supplying of the liquidity side is there a new transactors, which is like the programmable smart contracts built into the ledger. You could deposit liquidity, withdraw liquidity, and you get the LP token, which is not attached to any issuer. And the clawback does not affect the AMMs at all. That's for security tokens and other use cases. But the AMMs are built and designed so that XRP can be deposited and withdrawn as a single deposit asset without any attachment to the issuer of the other asset. It's designed purposely like that. So that means that every single person on this planet can do that. There's no KYC, there's no AML, there's no nothing, because XRP is a permissionless, immutable, censorship-resistant, decentralized asset that is built for everyone. And Arthur Brito said to the XRP community, you are mission critical. They'll be wealth generating. It won't all come from capital appreciation. This market and ecosystem is changing rapidly. It's not just a moonshot anymore. This isn't 2017. The XRP Ledger has a groundbreaking innovation in store for us. This amendment is game-changing, and it will revolutionize how we exchange value and drive the growth of DeFi. And we are in a war, my friends. And to win, we must be bold and aggressive with our strategy. Ethereum has implemented their economic model with a deflationary model that is burning hundreds of millions of dollars of ETH per month, but it's extracting that value from the users of the network just for validators to secure. And liquid staking has exploded. It's not even anything that special. Meanwhile, providing liquidity is actually a service that grows adoption, and it brings volume in and other use cases. Because in a Twitter thread, he explained the continuous auction mechanism, revealing the two things going on. So the continuous auction mechanism burns the LP tokens that the arbitrageurs bid with for the rights to arbitrage at zero fees. That is a separate thing from the harvesting of volatility for yield. It's very important that the community understands this, at least that they're different things, and that there's three ways of yield here, because impermanent loss is completely obliterated over a period of time, because this will always earn more than any impermanent loss could ever have, because it's three different yields earning all day, every day. What doesn't matter if the price is going up or it's going down. Now, for institutions and us, it's a lower risk on volatility exposure if XRP's price goes down, if you're in a pool with XRP and a fiat. If the price jumps rapidly, it always comes down, up, down, up. In these periods of high volatility in a horizontal range, it will amplify the amount of revenue that'll be earned in fees, because volume will increase. The arbitrages will increase. Therefore, they'll bid up even higher. And then the spread that harvest volatility, it says higher volatility, that will increase. So over a period of time, this completely eliminates what impermanent loss is considered in other AMMs. If you're in the pool for 2 days, that's different. But these are investment vehicles, and this is not financial advice.
And if you think about what an automated market maker does, when the price goes up, it sells, and when the price goes down, it buys. That strategy, if you imagine, if you hold Apple stock and the price goes up and you sell, and then the price goes back down and you buy, you make a profit. If the price goes down and you buy and the price goes back up, you make a profit, and you sell, you make a profit. That's what an automated market maker does all day long.
So my fellow XRP community, this is our moment. We're at the forefront of a financial revolution, and XRPL's XLS30D AMM liquidity pools are our vehicle to prosperity. Buckle up, because the road ahead is paved with innovation, liquidity, and unparalleled growth. The XRP community is on the verge of something truly remarkable. I couldn't be more excited to share this journey with all of you. Get ready to dive into the future of finance head first with XRPL's groundbreaking AMM liquidity pools. This will open up a massive DeFi ecosystem with the coming compliance of decentralized identifiers and sidechains and institutional DeFi, we have moved way beyond payments and riding the coattails of Ripple. This is a rapidly evolving transformation. So as much as it's an investment, you're involved in a transformation and a movement that you are able to participate in. The community should be overly excited that we have the ability to earn probably the most profitable, beneficial, advantageous, decentralized, on-chain yield of any network. Most networks have staking, and that has exploded. This is real yield. You'll be earning the yield that goes into your liquidity token, which is a new financial asset, which you could take and then do whatever you want with.
Hello everyone, time for me to interfere with a small message. One thing Mickey doesn't mention enough, in my opinion, is pointing out the existence of the Mickey B. Fresh Patreon group. The Mickey B. Fresh Patreon group is a private educational channel where we focus on providing content based on facts and where we try to leave speculation at the door. As much as most of us like a little conspiracy theory, it is not a subject we cover in this group, and we will ask all future members to leave their 589 hoodies at the coat rack near the entrance. The goal of our group is to provide the crypto community with in-depth information about the coming explosion of everything being built in the XRP, SGB, and Flare and Root network ecosystems. We pride ourselves on transparency and evidence-based speculation of what is yet to pass. We have a large number of knowledgeable and helpful members who are willing to share and help you out with all the questions you have. Also, there is the opportunity to take advantage of the information provided daily by Mickey via posts, over 3,100 voice notes, or direct interaction by chat. We also have a loyal team of very knowledgeable DeFi standard admins who put a lot of time and effort into the Patreon group and are there to lend a helping hand if needed. You can become a member of our Telegram group by signing up via the link that is posted on the homepage of the Mickey B. Fresh website.
And that's going to be abundance of utility in that LP token. Because the more utility the liquidity token has, the more the XRP stays locked up. And unlike Nostro and Vostro accounts, where value just sits dormant and assets just wait to be used, the liquidity pool is able to actually remove the opportunity costs by giving you the LP token. That allows the value to be used, but the utility to be provided. As a liquidity provider for ODL payments, all these applications can easily integrate into the XRP Ledger. Together, we are shaping the financial landscape of tomorrow. Thank you for being part of this journey, and stay tuned for more updates, and let's make our history one XRP at a time. And every single bank and asset manager has teams of 20 to 500 people working on tokenization. And we are tokenizing the liquidity. That's what the LP token is. Tokenizing the liquidity. This is our time. XRP community, let's show our support for the AMM amendment and propel XRPL to new heights. It's our moment to shine, and let's make it count. Let's show the world why the community is referred to as the XRP Army, and mobilize awareness to create the deepest pools of liquidity the financial world has ever seen. And that is absolutely possible. We could see billions and billions just get pulled off these centralized exchanges and into these pools as more and more volume pumps through them from ODL and other use cases too. And as that comes about, the platform that's there waiting for all this institutional money to come in. It will flow to where it is able to flow. But we don't need to take over JPM. We don't need to capture the whole CBDC market. We need to grow an ecosystem on the XRP ledger that dominates crypto and competes. And then from there, we explode outward because the technology is the best at the lower layer, but it's not. Right now, we have no storage demand and a pet rock. You can't even lend XRP on a CeFi platform anywhere. There's no utility really on the ledger at all. So we need to be realistic. This is it. ODL running payments through has not driven the price, and it won't drive the price. Demand for XRP in the liquidity pools will drive the price of XRP higher. Not financial advice. I'm Mickey B. Fresh, and I'm out.
Some unique things in the way we implemented it, ways that I think will improve essentially the yield. It's effectively a way to lend money to an automated machine that makes money through implementing trading strategies and through making markets.
And automated market makers are poised to become a major cornerstone of global crypto liquidity across all assets.
So let's not be afraid and put the pedal to the metal and aggressively grow liquidity. It's time to crank the liquidity flywheel, and then the Ripple war chest will be deployed, and that will propel XRP and the XRPL DeFi ecosystem into the stratosphere, leapfrogging every other layer 1 network.
Crypto is our rebellion. It is a rebellion against a system that is unworthy of its authority. It's our rebellion against coercion and servitude. It is our rebellion against the economically ignorant, the endlessly imperious, and the ethically impotent. Crypto is our rebellion against permission, and it is no less than a noble reclamation of dignity and grace as free and sovereign individuals in the service of peaceful civilization. That is why we are here. For the truth is that we don't require permission to build great things from those petty tyrants who build nothing. And this was the very principle on which America was founded. Crypto is a technology of individual freedom and a declaration of financial independence. Crypto is the freedom to act out our own economic interests as free men and free women in a just society. To trade, to exchange, to deal, to build, to barter. We should be optimistic. For what a time to be alive at the dawn of such peaceful revolution, where any two people on earth can trade value without permission. Does that scare you? Or does that thrill you?
So I'm Mickey B. Fresh, and I'm out.
So I was always of the mind that this system was going to be ripe for some kind of a disruption. And when I saw DeFi, I started to see where that disruption was going to come from. And I started to understand that this is going to be where it goes. And what I've tried to tell people is what you need to understand about this new DeFi system is it will start in the third world and it will grow from there into the second world, third world, and then it will come here and completely flatten you. United States, I don't see us in any way being the leader in this. I think we are going to, it's going to be rammed down our throat is what it's going to be. And it just occurred to me that this is a brand new financial system and that this is going to replace the current CeFi financial system.